A baked Alaska is essentially an ice cream cake topped with meringue. It's one of my favorite desserts, and my sister in law had got one recently for a dinner, and I've been thinking about it ever since. So I decided to make it at home. Baked Alaska is one of those desserts that look amazing and complicated. But today I'm going to show you that it takes next to no effort to make this show stopping dessert at home. All you need is some store-bought vanilla cake. Any butter cake will do. A tub or two of your favorite ice cream. And the only thing you actually have to make is the meringue. And I promise you, making meringue at home is not as difficult as you think. So let's get started. Start by lining the bowl that you're making the baked Alaska in. I like to rub a little bit of oil so that it's easier to slide the frozen cake out. Line the inside of the bowl with cling film. Make sure to double line it and to leave a fair amount of overhang so that you have enough to seal the pudding with and enough to grab on and tug the cake out with. Slice up your store-bought cake into about 3 layers, maybe about half a centimeter in thickness per layer. Line the bowl with the cake. Use 2 of the cake layers to line the dome part of the bowl and try to leave the thicker slice of cake to put right on top. Technically, this is the base, as this will get flipped over once it freezes. Most people make this with just cake at the base, but I prefer it when the whole thing is encased in cake. I think it adds a better balance. It also keeps your ice cream in place and it stops it from melting too fast. Take the ice cream of your choice. I'm using a mix of vanilla, strawberry and chocolate, but you can do any of your favorite flavor combinations. Try to mix and mash the different flavors as you scoop it into the bowl so that it looks pretty and marbled when you cut into it. Alternatively, you can do a flavor per layer and have 3 nice even layers, but this takes a little bit more time as you have to let it set a little in between each layer. Once it looks like the bowl is full, using a spoon or spatula, press the ice cream down so that there are no gaps in between the scoops. This will create a bit more space on top, so fill this with more ice cream and then level that as well to form a smooth top. I like to just cover this with the cling film flaps and press it down to really compress it. Take the last layer of cake and place it over the ice cream and press that down. Cover with the flaps of cling film and pop this in the freezer for at least 8 hours, preferably overnight. You want this to be frozen solid when you're putting the meringue on. Now, when you're making meringue, here are a few key things you have to note. Make sure your bowl and whisk are both very well clean and completely dry. You don't want any oil residue left on it. Always crack 1 egg at a time, separate out the yolk and white and put each white into your mixing bowl before going on to the second egg. This way, even if you accidentally get some yolk in one, then it's just 1 egg you have to get rid of and not the whole bunch. And if you do accidentally break an egg yolk, wash the bowl and dry it well before you start again. Once all the egg whites are in the bowl, add some cream of tartar. This is completely optional, but it helps to stabilize your eggs as they are whipping. Start whisking this on a medium speed for about 2 minutes until it gets frothy. Then start to add in the sugar, about 2 spoonfuls at a time. Add the sugar and let it whisk for a few minutes. Then add 2 more spoonfuls of sugar and keep repeating this until all the sugar has been incorporated. Do this slowly, allowing time for it to whisk and the sugar to dissolve in between each addition. This is what will give you that nice, smooth, glossy meringue. Once all the sugar has been incorporated, let it whisk for a few minutes. You need the meringue to be smooth with no grains of sugar to the touch, and it needs to be stiff and hold its peaks. If it looks like it's soft peaks, then just let it beat for a few more minutes and your meringue is ready. Now it's time to assemble this baked Alaska. At this point, you have to work quickly. You don't want the meringue to deflate and you definitely don't want the ice cream to start melting. Take the ice cream cake out of the freezer and remove it from the bowl. This might take a little bit of effort to pry out even though you oil the bowl. Remove the cling film and keep it on a plate or dish that you're serving this in. But make sure this is something that will fit back into your freezer. Grab the meringue and spatula and quickly spread the meringue onto your ice cream cake. Make sure to cover the entire thing in a thick layer of meringue. This is the best part of the whole dessert if you ask me. It's important to cover the whole cake in meringue because this kind of insulates the ice cream inside and it stops it from melting too fast. Once it's all covered, using your spatula, just make a few swirls and peaks. You can even use a spoon to do this. Just make sure to work fast so that the ice cream doesn't melt. Okay, so now I'm going to use a blowtorch to toast up this meringue so that it's almost like a s'more. But if you don't have one of these babies, just crank up your oven to a high of about 200 Celsius and pop this in for a few minutes just until the meringue gets that light toasted color. But a blowtorch is ideal for this because it doesn't create enough heat to melt the ice cream inside, like the hot oven would do. Plus, it's way more fun. Carefully torch your meringue while turning it. You should get some beautiful toasted bits where you made those swirls and peaks, and the rest should still be white in color. Be careful not to overdo it because the meringue may burn. Slice this up and serve. And that is my version of a baked Alaska. As promised, this show-stopping dessert wasn't hard at all. Is this something you see yourself making at home? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, please like and subscribe to my channel, Arubakes. Thanks for watching. Bye.